Shalom means perfect, health, happiness, and peace. Do you have shalom in you? I believe that God really wants to give us shalom. Today, I want to tell you about what happened to my best friend recently. Her name is EJ Jun. She was my roommate when we were in China. We went to the same church named Hangzhou Open Door. Some of you may know this church because I mentioned it during my last testimony, right? Now, EJ is studying in the US. She prayed to God for her to find a future husband who can deliver the gospel with her, and she finally met a good brother at her church this year. She came to Korea for her wedding a month ago. I was really happy for her and thankful to God who listens to our prayers. When I met her this time, she became too thin, and she said that she got hyperthyroidosis because of the side effects of the medicine she takes. She's had cancer surgery twice in the past, and she has been taking medicine every day. She went to the hospital for a follow-up this time, and she found that it was not hyperthyroidosis. She was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. It's blood cancer. She heard the news a day before her wedding. As I heard the news, I asked God, "Why are you doing this? I can't understand. You know her. You know how much she loves you and loves your people and serves them so hard. Why do you have to do this? It's her wedding tomorrow." I cried out to God. 3 years ago, I lost my other friend who had breast cancer. She found her disease and pregnancy at the same time. Many people, including me, prayed for her for a year, but she gave birth to her baby and passed away 2 days later. One of my friends at my previous church married a minister and had 2 babies. Last October, her husband was on his way to ministry and lost his life by a car accident. Their second son was only 100 days at the time. For 3 years, these things happened to my close friends, so when I heard the news from EJ, I was so afraid. I didn't know how to pray. At first, I just asked God to save EJ and heal her, but I thought in my mind, what if God takes her away as well? I prayed to God for my friend's breast cancer to be removed for a long time, but God didn't. I found I had no faith in my mind. I had fear. I shared my thinking with Pastor Gong. He was a minister of Open Door Church, and later he worked for a hospice. He asked me this question: which one is better life, to live in heaven or to live on earth? This simple question hit my mind. To Christians, this question is so important. I was just too busy caring for my baby and forgot about this fundamental question. I repented that I haven't put my hope in heaven and that I just cared about life on earth. That is why I had fear in my heart. When I prayed again, new thinking started to come to my mind. Who is God? God is love, and He is good all the time. Then why does God give this hardship to us? I can't fully understand, but I believe that God has goodwill. Life and death are under God's control. I just do what I can do. I can pray for EJ, and I can ask others to pray. If there is a problem with one member in church, it is not the problem of the individual person only, but the problem of the whole church. We need to pray all together. So I made a new chat room and invited Open Door Church members and let them know about EJ's news. Some members no longer go to church after leaving China because they felt to belong to a new community. They naturally drifted away from their faith. I planned a prayer meeting for EJ's healing. hoping that those who lost their faith and do not go to church these days will be restored. Many people came even though it was a sudden suggestion. We all said that it is very difficult to live a life of faith in the world, but we want to regain our first love with Jesus. Surprisingly, through EJ's hardship, God gathered the scattered church again, and He met every member individually and renewed our faith. God made us one. EJ is gaining more strength from the works of God. I thought about our church last year. When Pastor Shun was in trouble, our church became more united and mature. I believe that the reward that God will give to Pastor Shin or EJ is much greater than others. Just like Job, the greatest reward is to know God. Praise the Lord who will use all our hardships to renew us. Shalom comes only when we trust in the Lord and place hope in God. I pray that my friend EJ and everyone here have shalom from God in every circumstances.